So I'm so glad that a parent said, yeah, I see a similarity between how I react and how my kid reacts. So I'm so glad that we can have that level of self-awareness, because if we don't see it, we can't change it. But if we see it, then there's hope for us. So what I've had to learn as a parent is that I can lead by example. So once I learned how to not ignore, not betray myself, not run away from my feelings, but acknowledge them, pay attention to them, understand them, accept them, the more I could learn to do that, the more I could understand my own daughter's feelings, and the more I can model and teach for her how to manage her feelings. What thoughts are helpful to think in difficult situations, that it's okay to have feelings, that even feelings like jealousy and envy, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. She loves Disney movies, and she always thought like, well, the villains are so envious and jealous. So if I feel envy and jealousy, does that mean I'm a bad person? Does that mean I'm a villain? And I'm like, no, that just means we're human. We all get to have these feelings. They're normal and natural. I think what makes feelings complicated for us to understand is that there is a difference between feelings and behaviors. And if we accept our feelings without judgment, then they pass. But sometimes our feelings are so connected to behaviors that we tend to act in ways that we might regret or that hurt other people with certain feelings. And so that's where I think upsetting or unpleasant feelings have a bad rap. But feelings in and of themselves, that's just part of the human condition. That's just how we're built. So we get to have the range of feelings, and that just means we're human. Okay, let's see. When you're in the yellow zone, what do you want to say or do so your children see and learn from you? So when I'm in the yellow zone, like when I talk and like, whoa, I'm starting to feel upset. So I tell Polly, my daughter, I say, okay, I'm starting to get hungry. So we're going to need to stop because I don't want to get upset and yell. So I'm going to stop right now because I'm getting hungry. So please don't ask me for anything until I've eaten. So just modeling that I'm acknowledging, I'm taking responsibility for my feelings, I'm addressing it by like feeding myself, and I'm telling her, whatever you need right now, please make it wait until I can feed myself. And then I'm gonna be a much more responsive mom. So model things that you can say and do so that your children see and learn from you. When you're in the red zone, I'm in the red zone. Don't say anything. Let me just go to my safe space, steer clear. So you can model for them, and then they can start to learn the language and do the similar things. When your child is calm, can you ask them? I know for me, when my daughter was like around 3, that's when I started to see temper tantrums. And honestly, I didn't know how to talk to or reason with a 3-year-old in the midst of a temper tantrum. And I realized like, that's not gonna happen. And so I asked her when she was calm, so Pally, when you're like in the middle of that temper tantrum, what could I say or do to help you? And she said, Mom, you can hold me. So I try to, when they're calm, ask them, because some kids want you to hold them. Some kids is like, don't touch me. Like every kid has their own thing. So when they're calm, ask them, what could I say or do to be supportive, to help you calm down in those moments, so that when you're in those moments and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? You already got a plan, and it's already approved by your child. And if you have 3 kids, I know this kid has, I want you to hold me. This kid, stay away from me. This kid, put me in the tub. Leave me alone with some music. Like each kid will have their own plan. So make sure you have a plan that's tailored to each child. They're not all the same, you know that. And there's this really wonderful, talking about green and safe, there's a wonderful activity I wanna make sure we do. So I wanna transition, so I just wanna leave you with one last question. So this is something for you to reflect on, maybe journal around tonight or tomorrow. So think about, ask yourself, ask your children, ask family members, what are strategies that get us to the green zone? What are strategies that work? And if you had your 2 go-to, you might realize I need 10 now. It used to be 2, but now I'm gonna need 10. So you're gonna have to be creative and brainstorm. So if you're like, yeah, I have my go-to too. No. This is like a different time. All bets are off. I want you to brainstorm 10 different things that help you get to the green zone, because there are some days you're going to need all 10. You're going to go through your 10 and you're going to be like, a ver, mijo, show me yours, because I need some more ideas. Okay. So that's your homework, family. And kids, if you're watching, if you're listening, make sure that your parents and caregivers are doing their homework. Okay. Because I know it's not fun. It's not pretty when the adults are out of control. Like, no, that's not good. So we need to get the adults back in the green zone so that the home life is peaceful.